What's up, what's up, what's up? Hello, 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 Kick, hello, Twitch, hello, YouTube, hello, Air Dragon, how's it going? Hope you're all having a good one. We are back again with some more Last Epoch. It's Return of the King, baby. We are here. We are here. We are rocking that Divine Bolt Paladin today. Oh, hey, what up, Steve? How's it going, bro? Welcome back, man. Hope you made it back safe and sound. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Babbling Bike. Welcome back to Last Epoch. Feels so good to be back, guys. I was playing this last night. I was getting the Divine Bolt Paladin build guide out there because I knew I was going to be playing it today, and I wanted to have a video to go along with it in case people wanted to see what I was using. And bro, Last Epoch feels so freaking good, man. Ugh. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed my time on Diablo, but oh, bro. Return of the King. So we're going to be jumping into 850 corruption, or 850 plus. Oh. Dead. So I doubt we're going to be playing Divine Bolt all the way up to Last Epoch release. Got to check out some other stuff. Looks like Forge Guard is actually kind of low-key popping off. I checked out the Sentinel leaderboard. The number one for solo account found is a Forge Guard. Now, he's using healing hands, but it's a Forge Guard. Far and away. I was like, what in the... And I went and looked on the normal leaderboards. Bro, man, like, Forge Guard is taking over. That's one thing I really love about Last Epoch. Oh, okay. We got cast speed, chance to apply. Oh, we're saving that. Oh, wait, no, we can't. We can't slam it. Never mind. It's not a. It's not an exalted. So let's just get our glyph of insight out of it. Yeah, but this is the build that we are rocking today. We are using the Dark Shroud of Cinders. Which, I mean, like, okay, so make sure my camera's not blocking it. Good. No, it's not. So, like, yeah, our armor is pitiful. Our armor is pitiful. That's why, like, in Perry's video, he recommended using a something like this. Maybe not this exact one, but like, you know, something like this. Champion's Regalia. In this case, this one comes with attunement, fire damage, ignite duration, all that good stuff. Do we need the necrotic resistance? No, we do not. So I could slap this on here and have instant, you know, we have a lot more armor, which is a lot more damage reduction. We have fire damage, ignite duration, all that good stuff. But the cast speed that you get out of this and the chance to blind, which I think we do. No, we don't have a chance to blind. So that increases the power of Mad Alchemist Ladle by having a chance to blind on here. That's another ailment because this only goes up to 8 ailments and this gives you 6. Ignite is not one of them, so we get Ignite from here. You know, chance to electrify, poison, shred armor for LT slow. All very interesting. Plus, I just like the fact that I've actually, you know, found a build where Dark Shroud kind of makes sense. This is kind of an obscure unique in the game, guys. What you up to today, Steve? Where are you at in the world? Where are you at in the USA? I do find myself every once in a while tapping the button to dash. So that's going to be a good feature. You know, I don't have to unlearn that. I'm glad it's coming to last Epoch. Dude, the whole evade button, man, like, I know it may... Back from Bonnaroo. I see you back to LE. Was going to start a new guy tomorrow. How you doing? Doing pretty good, Tim. Doing pretty good, Tim. Looks like Forge Guard's already kind of getting popular right now. I think I'm still going to go with my original plan of cycle starting with cycle starting with a Void Knight, but I'm interested to see what happens with Forge Guard. And we're still on the hunt. So what I was doing yesterday, guys, I went and slammed every Eternal Eclipse I had. Well, let me make sure I... I'm pretty sure I slammed every single Eternal Eclipse I had that had LP on it. Yeah, so far this cycle, chat, you know, I finally started getting some LP Eternal Eclipses. I've been slamming them, and the Master Yi build is still not fully... This is the closest we got. Critical Strike Multiplier. Yeah, for anybody who remembers the Master Yi build. I think that could be a fun build to bring back for Cycle 2, the Master Yi build. It is essentially, like, I will admit, it is essentially just Void Cleave, Erasing Strike. Oh no, it's more like Void Cleave Multi-Strike. There's nothing fancy about it. It was fun. Very heavy emphasis on the Void Cleave for that build. But glad to see everybody back here. I missed the game, so... Cast Fire Aura every 2 seconds while channeling. Okay, could that go... Like, I know this isn't exactly a... This isn't exactly a Sentinel interaction, but could you use something like Dark Shroud with Ignivar's head? Deals more damage equal to your spell critical strike chance. Nice. And Disintegrate's getting reworked, or at least updated. Oh, I didn't realize. I put in the title, we're at 850 corruption. We're at 878. Let's go. Oh, well. Let's push into 1,000 corruption with the build. See what we get. I know there's people out there who is doing like 2,000 corruption, no sweat with this thing. And my gear's, I'm not going to say mediocre, but nowhere near as good as what they had. We got ourselves another exile mage. Dead. Wait, what? You stand, disintegrate hard on my first build, got burned out by the stationary nature being so slow. Yeah, it's getting touched up. I don't know how far, but some of the teasers they've dropped for, you know, upcoming changes, Disintegrate had a few changes. I can't pinpoint and tell you what change that was. I know Forge Guard is getting, you know, at least somewhat of a rework to their passive tree. Void Knight's definitely getting some love. That's why I think I'm going to stick with Void Knight for cycle starting. Though it might be fun to check out like a sorcerer. I know everybody's just like, why play sorcerer when you can play Rune Master? But you know, sorcerer I think could be fun. Just, you know, I already told everybody and myself that this next cycle I wanted to step outside my comfort zone and play something. It was either going to be Acolyte or it was going to be Acolyte or Mage. I could do Spell Blade, but I think that might be kind of cheating because that's kind of melee. I have to play something ranged that's not this. I think maybe we'll put out a poll. You know, maybe we'll ask on YouTube or something. You know, what should I play for my one character that, you know, because this past cycle, it was the Squirrels build. All right, now that one wasn't too bad for me. You know, it was still melee, except I did absolutely jack all nothing. The Squirrels did everything for me. For my character, I did jack. A scepter with melee critical strike chance. Oh boy. I think I'm just gonna probably like what do we got for favor? We got a lot of favor. I do have some prophecies. Yeah. And you see the squirrels, at least when it comes to minions, I liked the squirrels because there was like 10 squirrels, you know? They were pretty, and you had a way to kind of control them. Like, okay, so you had A, right? So you could still, you know, press A near the enemy, they'd go there. But also, you could jump, and they would jump with you. That was a cool interaction, too, because that was a way of making them come with you. But they still have the classic minion problem that I have, which is sometimes you just need them to be in that exact point, taking down that exact enemy, and they run around and do something else, and that's your damage, right? You're not the damage. You're like trying to hit them, and you're like literally, I am not kidding, you're literally with that build doing like 100 damage. Your character is. Or yeah, you guys remember that? I would jump forward and they just like go flying off the map. No. So yeah, I think I'll play Sorcerer. I think you know, it's kind of an obscure mastery ever since Rune Master came into the game. It's been the rune mage is pretty much just the rune master tree. I think playing sorcerer will be fun. And if you guys remember, I played rune master. I thought it was cool, but I just didn't really jive with it that much. I'm gonna force myself. We're gonna do like a 2-week straight. Like, I'm gonna have to get thick into the weeds with sorcerer. But we are cycle starting as Sentinel because it's me. And so I'm probably going to end up making a Void Knight. Honestly, it's either going to be Void Knight or Forge Guard. I don't think I should play Paladin. Well, I'll probably end up making a Paladin, but in terms of cycle starting for the new cycle and last Epoch, it's either going to be Forge Guard or Void Knight. I'm leaning Void Knight because for whatever reason, my Void Knight builds have been popular. Rive Healing Hands, what was the other one? The Smite Healing Hands on Void Knight. Yeah, so you know, I don't know how many people have logged into last Epoch lately. You know, it's been going through a bit of a lull, but if we go over here to the leaderboards for the arena, which I don't know if I'm going to compete in the arena next cycle, chat. Not gonna lie, it's cool, but I don't think I'm gonna compete. It was fun. Like to me, arena is fun. Like the first couple weeks. But then somebody, like, some busted build comes out, and then unless you play that build, you're kind of stuck. So here we go. We got the solo account found leaderboard Sentinel. So for reference, if we go to all, just so you're aware, you know, for anybody who hasn't logged in and checked out the solo account found leaderboards, we'll give it a second. Like, the top 3 are Sentinel. Warlock got pushed out. Marksman got pushed out. Lich, you know, Almond. Almond is a legend. Nonetheless, they all got pushed out. Mao made a Lich and solo account. Way to go, Mao. Yeah, so anyway, Sentinel has literally just taken over. And if you look, you're going to notice something, chat. Right? It's all healing. Even I'm using healing hands for the current build. It's strong. I look forward to seeing what kind of changes healing hands gets in the next cycle, or if they change ward, because honestly I don't know if they have to change healing hands itself. It's just the ward generation. But yeah, I'm still number 8. I joined the dark side. I used the build I'm using now. I did right here, but this is what I found interesting. Forge Guard right here. This guy did it on a Forge Guard using Forge Strike. Now, it looks like it's some sort of Healing Hands build. I don't know if it's because the Forge Strike counted as a specialized buff. Maybe that's what it is. And this guy did... Well, I know it says Warpath, but this is clearly a Void Knight. Some sort of Healing Hands Void Knight build, but... leave that alone for now. Oh, I am so sorry, chat. Yeah, so I think playing Sorcerer will be good, and I think I gotta go with Void Knight. Now, I already know what happens when I'm gonna play Void Knight in the new cycle. Inevitably, chat, you already know I'm gonna end up doing some sort of Void Cleave build. Because it's me. I love Void Cleave. It happens every time. Every time I'm playing Sentinel, I somehow end up playing some sort of Void Cleave build. I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. This cycle's coming to a close soon, so. I think what I need to be doing is blitzing these monos just so I can farm the boss. Try and get an eternal eclipse I can actually use. Okay, cool. You convinced me. So, Air Dragon, are you going to be playing in the new cycle? If so, what are you playing? What's your class going to be? What are you cycle starting with, my friend? Sure, we'll take it. Well, it's going to be Black Mage. Cycle start is the same time as the new expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, early July, right? Yeah. July 9th. So you're probably going to hold off on the cycle and go play Final Fantasy XIV, the new expansion. It's probably going to be Black Mage. This guy. But in Final Fantasy XIV, you can actually make a Black Mage like Final Fantasy IX status. Are you telling me you can make Vivi? Oh. Well, I think that's hot, man. You're not alone in that? Yeah, dude. I think that's cool, man. I love Final Fantasy IX. abyss beckons. Oh, let's see how fast. Dead. What do you got for me? Oh, the whole set drops. How cute. Okay. Let's keep it going. I mean, we could try going up and around and down. Let's just go kill the boss right now. I gotta get more Eternal Eclipses. I've already slammed 6 this season, this cycle. I need to finally... I need to do justice. I need to do justice. I picked up some bargain bin D&D. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is 3.5. Whoa, you got like dungeon theory crafting almost? Right. I guess I could just tank his stuff. Oh, my armor's gotten up there too. Okay. It's like philosophy of the dungeon. Oh, that sounds like fun. I think Pathfinder kind of had... They had a section like that in their Game Master guide. But I don't know if it was a full-on book. This dude's doing a ton of damage. Thing is, I have so much ward. I tried to shoot him in the butt. One-handed mace. No, keep current. Trophy. I would always like to try and do something with the trophy, you know? Sure. Okay, let's work our way... Well, let's go down here, because these are all like +5s, +7s. So, yeah, let's go up here and go down. Philosophy of the dungeon. Who created this dungeon? It's kind of where you start with, right? Like, why is this dungeon here? You could always just say it's a dungeon, but, you know, it's always kind of interesting when dungeons have backstory. Well, you see, this dungeon was made by the great Duke Ellington. I know that's a cop-out, but... the great Duke Ellington. It was originally meant to store prisoners, but in the collapse of the empire, and when the heathens took over the empire, his great castle was basically crumbled from neglect. Centuries later, the dungeon was rediscovered by a bandit lord and was modified to house treasure. The bandit lord befriended many elementals from another plane, having been experienced in magic because he was an elf with strong familial connections to the Fey realm. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right? Let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. We do want at least a 1 LP, preferably a 2 LP Scales of Atira. I have to go back, get some more prophecies. Devotion with 1 LP, sure. Okay, so yeah, let's go down. I finally get a wand to drop from an exile mage, and it's not a Mad Alchemist ladle. Sag. Just sag. Sure, I'll take a 2 LP Stygian Call. I'm also interested to see what the reworks to the guilds look like, the factions. I'm really interested to see what the faction rework looks like. Oh, hold up. Well, this is a tier 5. 2.2 seconds of haste after you use a traversal skill. Oh. Okay. That could be fun. That could be fun. Throws it on the ground. So to give you an idea of looks in FF14. Oh, the Discord. Yeah. By the way, guys, our Discord is public, so I'll see if I have BLM Glam. Well, who posted it? Oh, you replied to something I posted in the Discord. What? Oh my God. Warrior, just to give some comparison, I love the sheer amount of looks in the game. Yeah, sure, man, but that's an outfit. That's a warrior outfit fit for the beach. Holy. Dang, man, that was like, oh, I was not expecting to see that. Oh, jeez, man, that's a go get your tan. Red Sonja inspired? Yeah, man. 100%. Jeez. Okay, we can get some. Let's kind of farm this timeline a little bit for some stability. I want to kill Raya a couple more times. Thorn Slinger. Oh, wait, there was only one artillery shrine? Oh, okay. Kill a couple dudes on the way out. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hey, sit down. Sit down. Okay. Blighted Dragon Slayer Glaive of Suppression. What a name. My faithful weapon. A Blighted Dragon Slayer Glaive of Suppression. Where'd you get that? Found it in a dungeon fighting against void-riddled enemies. Oh, that's cool. Blighted Crystal Wand. Helmet. The Ashen Crown. JST Jeff, thank you for following over on Twitch. Thank you very much. Welcome to our lovely band of misfits. Play a lot of action RPGs here. We just got off a month of Diablo. Wanted to get back into my true love, Last Epoch. So, I mean, if you like Last Epoch, man, and you like Sentinel, there's a place for you, bro. Or gal. Whatever. Yeah, let's go fight the boss. Speaking of which, I gotta put this build. I gotta put the updated build guide in the build command. Hey, started a few days ago with Sithonian Rift. It's fun. How long does it take to get your build running? This is definitely a this build is definitely, it does require a number of specific uniques, but I could break down like the main the main affixes you need. I do have a build guide out on this. Give me a second. I can link it in chat for you. I haven't updated the bot yet. This is something we started before I started playing Diablo. You know, I didn't think I was going to love Diablo as much, like Season 4 as much as I did. So if you already have a... if you already have a build that's kind of pushing some endgame, you can find a few key pieces for this. Oh, I was hoping it had... Okay, cool. Okay, let's pull up the build guide. Here we go. I got it right here on YouTube. Let's pull up the Streamlabs. We're using CloudBot. So let's pull up Streamlabs. Update the CloudBot. Oh, well, instead of keeping you waiting. So that's the build guide. I would say to get this one up and running, you're going to definitely need a few pieces of gear. But what you're going to mostly be looking for is cast speed and healing effectiveness. So you don't necessarily need to have what I have. Let's... Okay, the bot's updated. Oh, you got the Monoliths today. Okay, so what you're going to really be looking for, 0. So, this is a Paladin. You could also make this work on... I mean, this is really going to feel right at home on Paladin. But what you're really going to need is cast speed and healing effectiveness primarily. So you can... If you're going to do like a budget build version of this, you can go for like a Leonine's Helm and get healing hands on there. I would highly recommend Peak of the Mountain and then slamming it to get healing hands, at least a +3, preferably a +4 on there, but you could use like a Leonine's with a +3 or +4 on there, or if we're going ultra budget, like a tier 5 healing hands, and then just playing with your skill tree a little bit. Immolator's Ablation really helps, but you could just use a standard belt like Cryomancer. I would highly recommend Fiery Dragon Shoes just for that 84% reduction in bonus damage taken from critical strikes. This is kind of hard to find, so you could use boots, the Citadel boots. Or you could try and use, like, if you can't get your hands on some Ashes of Mortality rings, you can get like some regular rings and prioritize healing effectiveness on there, and then try and get critical strike avoidance, and then take the Blessing and Rain of Dragons. But yeah, this is a pretty late game in-depth build that I got going on. I had a bunch of stuff when I decided to do this build just sitting in storage, and I was able to get something working pretty quick. You could just use it. What you're going to primarily need, though, Xerox, is this node right here. 8% of current health lost per second equals 8% of missing health gained as ward. You're going to need that because there's an interaction in Healing Hands. Divine Barrier. What this does is when you use Healing Hands to heal somebody and they have that affix on their gear, you're going to, instead of healing them, you're going to generate ward. So without this affix, the build will not work in its current state. Now, I guess you could do one where you're not generating ward, but that's one of the main reasons why everybody really liked it. But yeah, cast speed and healing effectiveness, and this node right here, 8% current health loss per second, is going to be your friend. And I got healing effectiveness on the idols. I got healing effectiveness on the amulet, healing effectiveness, cast speed, healing effectiveness, movement speed. I was trying to get attunement on here. Attunements, I would say is probably your third priority. You'd want to go healing, effectiveness, cast speed, attunement. Okay, let's go take on Orbis. Right, and I will give you this caveat, Xerox. I'm not sure how well this build will survive into the next cycle. I don't know what's going to get changed. So I wouldn't want to see you put a lot of time and effort trying to get this up and running, and then the next cycle comes along and then a lot of things get changed. So especially if you're just getting into this game, I would probably avoid this build for now. I mean, if this is something you still want to check out, by all means go for it, but I'd hate to see you go out there, farm all this gear, get all this stuff, get it up and running, the next cycle comes out, and then a bunch of stuff gets changed. Does that make sense? Yeah. This build became very popular and very... It became very popular and very powerful, and I don't know if the devs like the fact that the Sentinel class essentially became the Healing Hands class. So I wanted to give you that warning first. If you're aware of all that and you're like, I still want to at least try and make it work, go for it. Okay, so that put us up to 915 corruption. Excellent. Oh, that was enough to kill me. Ouch. I figured I could tank it. Well, damn. We're getting into late game one-shot territory. Well, I don't know about one-shot, but I mean, that was... I thought I was invincible. Hacks. Yeah, let's go to the observatory. Yeah, the devs were like, hey, it's one of those healing hands players. Turns damage rate to 1 billion. You know what? I don't blame them if that's what they did, Air Dragon. I don't blame them if that's what they did. They're probably sick and tired of seeing healing hands builds. Sick and tired. Exalted offhand catalyst, sure. Oh. Oh. I thought I had this one set up for doubles. Did they remove that? No. Oh, I do have it set up for doubles. What am I doing? Yeah. Imagine the devs are like, yo, it's that babbling bike guy again. Take him out. Make him look like a fool. No, we don't want that. We want no doorbell. No doorbell. All right, here we go. That's what we want. Arena, any dungeon, sure. That's what I want. I want the unique offhand catalyst. Soulfire Bastion tier 4. I don't think I'm running any Soulfire tonight. I might end up running some temporals, so yeah, sure. Here we go. Arena tier 4. You know what? Why not? Let's just spin the favor. Black Sun. Let's do it. Raye. Oh, what's that? Nope. I'm not running Stolen Lance. Sure. You know, because I might run Temporal Sanctum. Yeah, let's go down here. Let's see. Do they got rings? Unique rings. Yes. Yes. Unique relics. I don't think there's any unique relics I want. Exalted rings. Sure. See if we can't get ourselves a good old red ring out of it, you know. Let's go back over here. I want the offhand catalyst. The last ruin, Elder Gaspar. You know what? I will go fight Elder Gaspar for a shot at some offhand catalysts. Sure. Reign of Dragons. Sure. I'll go do that one. I need my offhand catalyst. Siege Golem. Oh, your prophecies are full. Okay, well, okay, what do I gotta do for these? Emperor corpses. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay, well, look, I got plenty of prophecies. Let's go. Let's go fight the Emperor of Corpses. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm going to have to farm. 2 more picks for you in Discord. Yo, you weren't kidding about that hog. Nice. You got a motorcycle? Oh, and then a fire horse. The fire horse looks cool. You know what I'm really interested in seeing, Air Dragon? I'm interested in seeing what the new cosmetics are going to look like. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, okay. Ah, broken. Oh. Okay, we'll go over that. In case you guys are like, wait, why is it broken? It had 1 LP. I'll show you guys in a second. Bleen is king? Yeah, yeah. Like, I love this set of armor. Rain, what do we get? Cycle of Putrescence. Yeah, so the reason why this is busted, casting a fire spell grants fire infusion. Let me demonstrate. Wait, did they change that? Maybe only if it damages somebody.
Stand down or die.
Okay, I'm confused. Why is this working? I mean, it definitely does seem like I'm doing significantly less damage. Okay, why is this working?
Stand down or die.
Oh, I get it. No, never mind. No, that's what happens. That's the cooldown. Okay, so casting a fire spell grants fire infusion. And then it stacks. And then what happens is you get fire overload, which means you deal 20% less fire damage. Makes perfect sense now. I gotta add a note to that guide. Fire infusion gains a stack every second. Each stack grants 10% more fire damage. Reaching 10 stacks of fire infusion applies fire overload for 10 seconds, which means 80% less fire damage. So I never understood the full reason why we didn't want fire infusion. I read it as you cast a fire spell, now you gotta wait 20 seconds for your next fire spell. That was my understanding, so I never even tried it. Okay. So if you're just tuning in, we're doing the Reign of Dragons for a prophecy. We have pushed to 915 corruption in the other timeline. Honestly, I might just leave this here. Just farm a little bit and come back tomorrow. I do want to push the other timeline. Yeah, that was the Confusion Air Dragon.
Stand down or die.
That was a lot of rings, chat. I was not expecting to see that many rings. Oh, I see. Oh, because you were playing a dot build? Well, that doesn't make sense. It'd be nice if they ever release Osirion. Yeah, let's. We'll worry about this. Is like for off-stream bike. Let's while we're here, while we're streaming, let's just keep pushing the timeline. Yeah. You're not dealing your dots damage. You're all built for dots, but then if you crit, you're dotting you're critting on the damage you don't want to crit. Wait, this is the ambush one guy? Honestly, I'll only do this if I see a red ring. Like I'll only pick it up if I see a red ring. Red ring. Red ring. Dude, chat, we got 2 red rings out of that. Let's go. They're actually rolled not too bad either. I was like, I can't believe it. I actually got a red ring out of it. Our next goal is to get 2 red rings with LP. Oh, dude, imagine having 2 red rings with LP, getting the healing effectiveness on there, getting a cleaver solution. Oh, bro, doing a build like this with, well, no, you can't. I don't think Caspi can roll on cleaver solution, but that'd be kind of hilarious. I don't think we have. Yeah, we only have 60 attunement. So, but you use both of these. Hey, that's the pickup right there. First day back on last Epoch, we get a double red ring drop. Well, it was a prophecy, and of course, you know, we're running prophecies just like just about everybody else is running prophecies. You know, drops double, so.
Stand down or die.
So that's my 3rd red ring on the cycle. My first red ring of the cycle, I found from a chest, which I thought was kind of weird. I'm like, wait, I got a red ring from a chest?
hates, this despair, oblivion burns within me. This world earns me. Do you deny it? Stand down or die. My shadow will cover this world once more. That's it.
Big day at work tomorrow. Sleepy time lurk. Appreciate the lurk, bro. You take care, man.
My vengeance will be paid in ash. Do you think my defeat changes anything? This world is already dead.
Offhand. What did we get? Oh, cast speed, spell crit chance? Sure. Oh, fire infusion. I mean, I'll take it anyway. Critical strike multiplier. So let's see, what does this give? Oh, it's a critical strike multiplier. Okay, but if we can get cast speed and spell critical strike chance to go over. Just a lot of Stygian coal. Also, if anybody knows in chat, did they say if they're going to be releasing another chapter for the campaign with this upcoming cycle, or is that going to be later on down the line? Because there's just been teasers galore. I've kind of lost track of what's coming out this cycle and future cycles. And if you guys are interested in the build, I released a build guide for this morning. Whirlwind Dust Devil 135, like you did it at 135, or somebody's done a 135 using Whirlwind Dust Devils. Welcome back to the channel, by the way, Locke. Somebody did. You did 127 still, man. Well freaking done. Well freaking done. So the pit nerf actually affected the higher end as well? Because some people were theorizing it would only affect up to like tier 70. Yes, it did. If the higher end nerf worked. You got it. So, dude, we might see some people get on the doorstep of 200, like in the 180s, 190s, by the end of this season in Diablo. You know, with the flay buff. Possible the build on Sorcerer can push to 160. Oh, okay, yeah, that's very. So, Locke, with your current knowledge of the game of Diablo, do you think it'll be possible for somebody to get that high, like 200? Oh. My bad, I misread your statement. You're saying the Sorcerer is already doing 160, so it's possible they can get up there. My mistake. Right, right. I got you. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously its damage got buffed, but nobody's been like min-maxing whirlwind builds. Right? Nobody's been min-maxing whirlwind builds. So the fact that a non-min-max whirlwind build already did 135, give it a week or two. Oh, hey, what up, Gorshi? How you doing, man? You love the whirlwind? It's crazy. That was my favorite build in Diablo. This season was the whirlwind. Obviously, I didn't get to play it with the buff. You have lousy gear and was speed running 1.5 minutes, 105s. Excellent. My gear for whirlwind was not bad. Hey, what up, Russian Pinwheel? Is the new cycle out for this? No. July 9th. I'm just getting back into the game. Plus, I was really missing last Epoch. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Diablo, but I was missing last Epoch. The zaniness that you can pull off in this game is just absurd. Thanks, Streamlabs. Are you going to play Diablo again before the 9th or not? Probably not. I mean, off stream, I might play it. But in terms of streaming, I'm back here on Last Epoch, baby. Is there anything you need? I probably got like some Stygian coal you can have, man. I wish I could, like, you know, tell you I'd mail it to you or something in game. Like World of Warcraft. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do that. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, like Locke, I tried to give it to you. Like, the moment I got it, I tried to give it to you. The game wouldn't let me do it. I don't know if you remember. I was like, let me try. Take this. I know, just messing around. Yeah, I know. You're just messing around, man. Yeah, I felt kind of bad because I'm like, oh, geez. I knew I was going to be going back to Last Epoch soon. And then I got like one of the best uniques in the game with a greater affix on it. Hey, what up, Luminar? How does the server region work in LE? Is it locked to a specific character or can it be swapped fluently? I'm from the EU and want to play with a buddy from the US, but also solo when he doesn't have time. Right. Your character is not region locked. I know this because I've done it multiple times. I play in the US, but I had, so like you, Luminar, flip it. I had somebody in the EU and I would join with my character onto his server and it would be an EU server. So obviously there was latency and stuff, but I could still use my same character. It is not region locked. I played with people in Australia, in New Zealand. I've played with people in the UK. I don't think I played with anybody like in Germany or anything like that, but you get what I mean. You are not region locked. Make your solo character, and when your buddy's on, you can join his server, or he can join you. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Thanks for the answer. You're very welcome, Luminar. I have to get back on this game. I've been tempted to play it. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm having a blast, man. I picked up right where I left off on the Paladin. Kind of curious how far I can push this build with the slight changes I've made to it. So I mostly followed what Perry did. I obviously don't have the same setup Perry did, but I threw on a Dark Shroud of Cinders. Have I pushed corruption? For me, I've pushed corruption. For you, not yet, Locke. This is 915 corruption. I think I remember you said you were playing a similar build and you were like in the 12 or 1500s. So I've been pushing it and I've been taking enemies out. I don't exactly know where it's gonna hit a wall. Because I'm not using Champion's Regalia. I'm using Dark Shroud of Cinders, which I thought was an interesting... Like, this is kind of an obscure unique, right? But it has Chance to Blind, and it has Fire's cast speed. It can go 15,000 plus. 1,500 plus. Oh, yeah. I've seen people do 2,000 corruption with this setup. Well, I don't know about this exact setup, but with this concept. It's what you use. I personally waited a long time before trying out this build. You know, I really like my Hammered Ins. I really like my Void Cleave. But I figured, hey, it's getting near the end of the cycle. F it. Let's just try this out. And then, of course, I had to go and do what I do. Hey, let me go use something like Dark Shroud of Cinders. We have, like, no armor, gentlemen. We're rocking 834 armor. But the cast speed with this, oh, bro, if I could get a Scales of Atera without the fire spell infusion and get, like, a T7 cast speed on there, bro... Like, I think I got a pretty decent ladle. I mean, it's not the best. It's only a 2 LP, but I was able to get Fire Pin and Spell and a nearly max T7 cast speed. Is there anything like Pulverizer? Builds, not builds. Yeah, okay. Is there anything like Pulverize? On Sentinel... Sorta. So there's an ability called Judgment. You like slam the ground and it's like an AoE, and the ground's consecrated, but it's not like you can spec it to do upfront damage. It traditionally is damage over time. What I really like to do, Locke, is I really love Void Cleave. You just sweep in front of you in an arc. And I have it spec to where I like I go flying with this thing. It's still, I don't know if that's anything like because Pulverize, you hit the ground and you create like a whole shockwave. I'm trying to think, there might be other classes, but I'm a really big Sentinel guy. Because there is a Druid in the game, but I don't know if they do anything like Pulverize. Gorsh, do you know of any like Pulverize like builds for last Epoch? Mr. Chase Gamer 73, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. There used to be, yeah. It's like I can't think of a current one. Bear Druid, right? I can't think of a current one at the moment that's like Diablo Pulverize. Oh, it would be a Cold Werebear, right? Yeah. He does sort of STMP. Yeah, okay, I got you. He would literally dot everything and it would die. Right. Okay, I got you. Cold dot Werebear type build. No, not yet. Well, now that I think about it, Locke, there is actually, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it's that good. And Gorsh, you could tell me if I'm tripping, but on the Sentinel, you could spec hammer throw to throw a line of 3 hammers out in front of you. At that point, I would just recommend Nova hammered in. That way you get the full circle. But you can spec hammers to throw like a cone. So, yeah, you take hammer throw. I believe you take catapult. You have to spec it right. But you can have it, yeah, instead of around you, you can throw it. Yeah, I don't think you take Nova. I think you take catapult. And you take something else. Hey, what up, Will? What are you playing? Why are you playing this? You're supposed to be carrying me in Diablo 4. Nice one, Will. Nice one. I like that. I like it. Yeah. You can have it to. You can be throwing waves of hammers out in front of you in a cone shape. Like I said, I would not recommend it. I would if you're gonna do something like that, do Nova hammered in. Get the full 360, hammers going out around you. But it's yeah. That's the closest thing I can think of that actually creates, like, I'm assuming when you say pulverize, you mean like the shockwave pulverize, where it goes out in a cone / wave in front of you. How you doing today, Will? Over on YouTube? Go kill this guy out. So we're at 915 corruption, chat. Cold Dot Werebear still works. Okay. It just sucks to level them. And is it like one of those builds that you literally need to be level 100 to make it work? Just chilling, leveling a pulverize through it? I love pulverize. That was the first build I played this season in Diablo. So it's one of those you need to be 90 to 100 for it to really come online. Still, it's something to work towards. It's fun as hell. Well, I've already... So, I want to go outside of my comfort zone in this next cycle. So, I'm going to be starting with Sentinel again because it's me and I love Sentinel. But then I think my second class, my second character for the next cycle, I'm going to make a Sorcerer. I mean, I understand, why play Sorcerer when Rune Master's in the game. But still, I think I'm going to make a Sorcerer. Just something way off script. Way different than what I normally do. You look at my YouTube channel, you look at my build guides, except for one Primalist build guide, it's all Sentinel. I should play Pinchy's Paladin. It's broken. What kind of Paladin is it? What does it do? You're typically a caster player? I got you, Locke. I'm typically a melee guy. Like, even this build right here is something I probably wouldn't normally play, but I decided to check it out. Like I said, I love my Void Cleave. I read about dynamic damage scaling versus bosses in last Epoch. Is it really that much of an issue like people make it sound, or are they exaggerated? I've never really noticed much of an issue. The bosses are tanky. You can't, at least in my case, I've never like 3-shot a boss before, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal to me. Cast speed. Cast speed. Look up Pally build by Pinching Loaf. Oh, what a name. Okay. Holy Fire Paladin build hardcore. Is that from like 2 months ago? Holy Fire Paladin?
Hey guys.
Does he have a planner? Okay, let me look at this. Cast speed, spell crit. Oh, he got a 4 LP. Nice. Oh, so he went with prismatic. Got it. Devotion. Probably because it has healing effectiveness on there. Oh, he's doing it. Oh, he's doing the smite healing hands. Yeah, okay. He's doing smite healing hands fire damage. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. This build is... Whew. This build is out there. And then he's using Frostbite. I did he uses Smite as the boss killer, and your bolt's clear as well. I did a Void Knight Healing Hand Smite build. It didn't use the Divine Bolts, obviously. It was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. That's actually one of my... That was a very popular build for me on YouTube. After I got it uploaded.
Stand down or die.
I'm just... I don't know, like, how viable is Healing Hands going to be in the next cycle? Like, are they going to tweak Healing Hands, or are they just going to address Ward? Like, is Healing Hands itself going to be relatively unchanged? Because I know, like, they've said changes are coming. We don't really know the full extent. I think you did. You sent me a build here on Twitch. And I replied, it looks solid. Yeah. You sent me a Rive Healing Hands build. I didn't do this exact build, but I did do a Rive Healing Hands build. Earlier on in the cycle. You're a community tester, so you can't say much about it. Yeah, no worries, Gorsh. I don't want you to get into any trouble. Since you're a community tester, even if you were like hypothetically, yeah, don't worry, man. I should be testing more, not Diabloing. Hey, it's all good, man. Sure, we'll just break it down.
Stand down or die.
let's see what. I'm sure on that may want to ask. Check the Discord. Assuming hand drawn for the most part. Tile set variance seems too low for auto generation. I think the maps are static. We're different start points and with different start points and what do we got here? I don't even know why I'm collecting these glyphs of insight. Oh, there we go. What do we got on here? Oh, nah. Welcome on in, everybody. We are doing 915 Corruption. Divine Bolt Paladin. Hey, so Will, if you're still here, what level is your druid on Diablo? And how does Pulverize feel? I don't know if you've ever played it before, but how does it feel? I know I got some changes in the recent patch. You're level 70. When did you start the... Well, you know, with the event going on, I'm not surprised. Play your cards right, yeah. You like it? Nice. That's what I leveled in this season in Diablo. I leveled Pulverize. +9 corruption. We could do it. Do this, kill the boss, do that. Pump up the corruption. Started it like 5 hours ago. Okay, so you're moving right along. Taking your time with it. This guy. Poor Scourge. Tell me about it. Dude, like off stream yesterday, I slammed 4 Eternal Eclipses. These are kind of rare, right? At least for me. I mean, for other people, they're probably not. But I slammed 4 Eternal Eclipses trying to get melee critical strike chance to go over. And I missed every single one. They're all 1 LP. Not too many. I got you. Oh my God, scared it. Just today. Kiss. Boss, then we could try and go for a 16. We could try and go for a 16. All right, let's kill this boss. Yeah, a friend carried for a few levels, not too many. Oh, okay, so you mostly done that on your own, too. Oh, I was like, I'm not really critting a whole lot. I noticed critical strike avoidance.
My vengeance will be paid in ash. This hates, this despair, oblivion burns within me. This world urges you to unite. My shadow will cover this world once more. Pathetic. My vengeance will be paid in ash. Do you think my defeat changes anything? This world is already dead.
I got you. Those Eternals on them all. Got your own cough too. Okay. Not too bad, not too shabby. Well, this guy says LP's the worst thing to happen to last Epoch? Man, that's... Sorry to hear that, Scourge. Okay, 951. I don't know if we're gonna break 1,000 today, chat, but we will tomorrow for sure. Let's just keep working at it. Keep plugging away. I mean, the alternative would be no LP at all, but if legendary crafting is going to exist, players need more control over the process. Even having some form of divine orb would work. Need some kind of failsafe for highly valuable items right now. There's 3 to 4 layers of RNG and no form of bad luck protection. You can't reroll affix values of uniques at all. That's true. Have a good night, bedtime, work in the morning. Hey, Will Ryan, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, man. You take care, bro. Thanks for stopping by. This is actually a rather interesting conversation. Want me more if you find either very difficult in-game content that requires a rare key or a very rare crafting item. That with Yeah, I'm using Soulfire. Some of the other day, well, not the other day, last time I was streaming last Epoch, they're telling me that there was a relic in the Soulfire Bastion, like the leaves, the petals, the Oriakin. They were saying that one was really good too. Okay, I see. Cast speed, smite, cold resistance. That's yours. Yeah, because you're using the smite version for sure. And then with the cold resistance, I assume you're using frostbite shackles. Of course, yeah, makes sense. Yeah, the build that I have currently set up, is that the cap? Is that like the unofficial cap? How about a consumable that acts like a divine at the potential additional cost for removing 1 LP? You can try to improve it, but you lose. The item isn't completely wasted. You can go higher than 255. Okay, I thought so. I thought it was truly uncapped, so that makes sense. It's just 255 seemed like an oddly specific number. Oh, the prismatic? I thought about using prismatic just because it gives you that base critical strike chance, but I don't really know how much more contributes to the build. Yeah. Peak of the mountain. You're using a 2-minute healing hands armor. Yeah. Yeah, I prefer Peak over Prismatic, but Prismatic has its place in some builds. I mean, that base critical strike chance cannot be ignored. But I feel like you get that out of your catalyst, assuming you're using something like a Scales or a or even just like a Crystal Skull. Yeah, 34%. Nice. Yeah, my Scales, when I slammed it, I think I slammed it with a T7 cast speed. I don't know what it was. It was like 32% or something. And then I ended up getting the freaking poison resistance. I was like, come on. Scales is kind of a tricky item. It's not just finding one with LP, it's finding one without that fire infusion on it. So Gorsh, do you play Circle of Fortune? Cough? No, I'm a merchant guy. I've made over 2 billion gold this season. Nice. Yeah, I'm Circle of Fortune. And honestly, it seemed like Circle of Fortune was going to be pretty nutso, but if Diablo 4, and obviously it was already proven by this game, like the power of trade is so powerful. The biggest problem, and I know they're addressing this because I'm going to play Circle of Fortune again next cycle. I don't know if I'm going to play solo account found, but I'm going to play Circle of Fortune next cycle. The biggest problem for me is like some of these builds I like to play require these monolith uniques, and bro, oh my gosh, man. Some of these monolith bosses are so stingy. So when I saw that change that they're making to the rank 10 Circle of Fortune, I was like, let's go. Like, so I played a build early on and I called it the Master Yi Paladin build. It's simple in nature, but you use an Eternal Eclipse, right? You use an Eternal Eclipse. And what's nuts about this is, you know, next time you use a fire melee attack, you add flat void damage, right? Flat melee void damage. So it's the opposite of whatever you're doing. And vice versa. If you use a void melee attack, it does flat fire melee damage. But under Void Cleave, this node, Rift Flame, it does a 50-50. It's 50% void, 50% fire. So yes, the scaling's cut in half, but you benefit from both the fire and the void. Thing I really needed to make it pop, though, was some melee critical strike chance on the weapon. I have not been able to get a single Eternal Eclipse slam. I have 8. I have farmed the shiznit out of Raye. I've gotten 8 1LP items, Eternal Eclipses, and they all failed because it's a very specific niche. I need melee critical strike chance. That's it. I mean, if I got a 2LP, I'd want chance to shred armor on hit, but I want that melee critical strike chance. Not only was Raye stingy, but even when I finally got it, I failed to slam. I need to be finding like triple of these to finally get one to hit. Let's see what this conversation. Small chance to lose LP brick item. Okay. What if it's one off? Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, and the build was never amazing, but the thing is, it was fun. It was hella fun, but it really sucked not having 100% critical strike chance on it. And it was a very early in the season. Like, I didn't have other stuff I can use. Like, I didn't have, like, I guess I could have, if I had it at the time, I guess I could have tried using Prismatic Gaze. So I did release the build guide for it. It's basically, hey guys, this isn't finished. This is what I came up with. I think it's fun. The chat named it the Master Yi build. Yeah, I think I played that in the I was in like the first week of the cycle. He has over 200 attack speed. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Especially with that Rive. I bet it's pretty insane with Rive. You should see Bolts. Who's Bolts? Yeah. I did the same in week 2. It's probably not as good. Right, yeah. And it shoots bolts with the melee damage. Right, I got you.
Stand down or die.
What I think it'd be fun to do, and I saw somebody on YouTube doing this. I don't know how successful, but I think it'd be fun to do like a budget build, like series. Like, hey, you like this concept, but you're having trouble finding gear? Here's a budget version, right? I don't know if I could do that though. Because I just find loot out the wazoo, but I think it's always kind of interesting to see builds that are, you know, here's something that could get you rolling, but here's what a really nice version of it would look like. And I know the concept isn't new. They do budget builds all the time on Path of Exile, right? I don't really play PoE, but I know the concept isn't new, but I always liked the idea of budget builds. Like, you know what? You don't got a lot of time. Here's something that... Yeah. Right. I don't know if you're here, Gorsh. I don't know if you're here for it, but somebody came in earlier and they're like, hey, I'm just getting into the game. The build you're playing looks cool. Like, how long until I can get it to come online? I had no real idea because, like, you know, I didn't come up with this build, right? I didn't come up with this build. And I waited until pretty late into the cycle to play it, so I already had a ton of this stuff sitting around. But, you know, not everybody's going to have, you know, Ashes of Mortality with tier 7s and tier 6s healing effectiveness. Not everybody's going to have 3 LP Soulfires sitting there. Yeah, for sure. I sort of do that, Gorsh, like with my build guides. Because obviously I don't come up with all of the only build I ever put like my own stamp of I came up with this, even though I know other people have done it, but I didn't reference their stuff, was the Void Cleave Racing Strike. Obviously, it's something people have already, it's a concept people have already done, but I discovered that concept on my own. I put together a build for it. I pushed corruption. I tuned it. But there's other builds out there that I saw a guide that is completely min-max. I played that build for like a week or two, and then I put up, this is what they want in the min-max guide. Here's what I got after a week or two. So I guess I sort of already do that. But like, I would not call what I'm using right now budget. I mean, it's not the best, but this is definitely not a budget build. Because like you said, I mean, not everybody plays hardcore. Not everybody has 3 LP Hands of Judgment, 2 LP Fiery Dragon Shoes, 3 LP Soulfires, 2 LP Shroud of Cinders or whatever. I mean, I guess this is like a mid-range version of the build. So yeah, I like the concept of budget as well. Because like to your credit, what you just said, like Rob was showing like, oh hey guys, here's a great way to farm the pit, doing 105, you know, before the pit changes. I saw so many comments going, and look at this dude who's using gear, if it could be bought and sold, worth billions in in-game currency. And he's like, yeah, guys, you should just be doing what I'm doing, farming 105s. I mean, I'm not going to knock Rob. I mean, that's good for him, but not everybody can do that. That's why I was farming 99s, you know? It's bogus. Yeah, I think I've always kind of leaned into that, but I think I should lean into that even more. Like, hey, you guys, if you don't have a lot of time, here's a little build I put together. It should get, like, to me, a successful build is, can it do 200 corruption? Is it fun? Actually, I should say, is it fun? Can it do 200 corruption? Can it kill Jorah at tier 3? Because you could slam, what is it, like 85% of the items in the game at tier 3? The budget, the mid, yeah. I think there should be 3 builds. The budget, the mid, and the prime. Yeah, I got you. So how can I pull that off? Because most builds that I get into, you don't really see the budget that much. Most of the time I get into the mid, and I kind of stay at the mid, and occasionally, like my Smite Hammered In build, I did get into the prime. I got into the prime on that one. I wish I had an alternative to, you know, I wish I maybe kept a few planners with like what my gear used to look like on that one. Because that Hammered In build got things that people can find easily. Right. Yeah, because think about it. If all you got is, you know, 5 hours a week to play, and you're planning on playing one build for a cycle, you know, how long before the build that you want to play comes online? And like, let's say you're going to play the cycle for a month, 2 months, 5 hours a week. Because I would hate for somebody to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to play that build. I can only play for about 5 hours a week, you know, 3 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday. But I want to do, you know, like this. I mean, they might eventually get to this, but they probably should try out a different build on the way up there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, he'll never get it to work. Yeah, our subject that we're talking about, yeah, he's probably never going to get this build to work playing 5 hours a week for 2 months. But what else can he get to work? Because I always go with the rule of fun and can it do 200 corruption? After that, okay, let's start, you know. Yeah. I'm always like, this is probably like this build that I'm playing right now is probably the most meta I've gotten, Gorsh. This is definitely the most meta that I like. Well, the Rive Healing Hands I did get pretty meta, but I didn't spend a lot of time on it. I got kind of bored with it. It was cool, it was fun, it was effective, but I moved on to something else pretty quickly. I should see your mage. Oh, I'm sure. You can link a planner here in the chat. Yeah, link a planner here in the chat. You're a subscriber, Gorsh. You can put links in Twitch. Immortalized thinks it's nuts. Immortalized and I are kind of on the same wavelengths. He likes to play like effective builds, but typically off meta. I typically do the same. Like that bash build I was playing, that was kind of in Diablo. That was a little. I'll definitely say that was unusual for me to be jumping right in. Probably because I already knew I was only going to be playing Diablo for like a month, and I wanted to push the pitch. So. Typically, I like the off meta. Is it fun builds? Okay, yeah. I'll check that out. Okay. Okay, so that's the prime. I like that word prime. Yeah, that's the prime build. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, Booty Noodles. I don't think I know who Booty is. Let's check out their planner. Unstable Core. Jungle Queen's Chaps. Blood of the Exile. Twisted Heart. Solarum, Brass. Okay. And you said this is Frostclaw? Yeah, I see that. I mean, yeah, this is up there for sure. But I think this is attainable. 3 LP Fragment of the Enigma. I found a few of these. Yeah, that Jungle Queen's Chaps though, 3 LP. That's definitely that's a very specific role. A T7 and a T6. Isles are not too bad. Yeah, that's a good looking build. So if it's meta and fun, it satisfies. Amen, man. Thank you for all the likes on YouTube, guys. I appreciate it. I don't think I ever found more than 2. Yeah, I think I've found a bunch. 1 LP. 1 LP. I know I found at least a 2 LP. 2 LP. 1 LP. 1 LP. 1, 2. Yeah, so I only have 2 in here that are 2 LP. Yeah, that 3 LP Jungle Queens, and then to get the T6 T7 Exalted, man, that alone. I mean, you might be able to buy it, but I'm sure that would be very expensive. Okay, see, look, this isn't too bad. You got the movement speed, and then you have the frenzy after you use a traversal skill. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no. I like how there's still enemies in this arena, Echo. Like, say what? Oh yeah, let's take another crack at the slot machine that is Rye trying to get an Eternal Eclipse.
My shadow will cover this world once more. Pathetic. My vengeance will be paid in ash. This hate, this despair, oblivion burns within me. This world ends. Do you deny it? My shadow will cover this world once more. Pathetic. My vengeance in my hate changes ash. This world is already dead.
Dark Stride, 1 LP, sure. Okay. Whenever I see unique gloves drop, I'm like, oh, Ravenous Void? 2 LP, okay, okay.
Stand down or die.
It is an ambush. We already know it's an ambush game. Just send them out. We already would have found the gate by now. There you go. There you go. This is why I love the last Epoch portal. You just throw it up there, and then you can keep running around fighting enemies off. I should really read what the monolith is. Two arena echoes right next to each other.
Stand down or die.
Should have called this the holy shotgun build, man. Want to smite your foes down without actually using smite? Try divine bolt. Holy shotgun. Did we mention it has 360 radius? Want to have the attack speed of a Gatling gun? Try the Divine Bolt Highly Shotgun build. Only 31 forging potential. Not much I could do with this. This is the Lightless Pits.
Stand down or die. Stand down or die.
All right. Didn't really get to do anything there.
Stand down or die.
Offhand Catalyst. Ignavaz. Ignavaz Head. Here we are at the slot machine of Raye, owner and proprietor.
My shadow will cover this world once more. This hates, this despair, oblivion burns within me. This world ends. Do you deny it? My shadow will cover this world. That's it. My vengeance will be paid in ash.
Excuse me.
Changes anything. This world is all.
Ugh, excuse me. Sorry. All right, guys, I'm going to be shutting her down for tonight. We're going to raid QB1 Junkie, friend of the channel. I think he just recently moved, and he's back now. So I'm going to send you over his way. He's streaming last Epoch. He's playing hardcore. I'll be back again tomorrow with more Paladin gameplay. We're going to break into 1000 corruption. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Anyway, you guys take care. Cheers. YouTube, thanks for rocking with me today, guys. I'll be back again tomorrow. Thank you so much for the likes over here. I appreciate it, and hope to catch you guys in the next stream. Cheers.